G'day guys, in this video series I'm going to be talking to you about the World Team Championships of Warhammer 40k from the perspective of the captain of and World Eaters player for Team Australia. We're going to dig into the preparation for the event, how that all went down and what our team strategy was. We're going to dig into the War Masters singles event, we're going to talk about my list in detail, and we're also going to break down every round, every game that we played into every other opponent from nations all around the world. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the World Team Championships and Team Australia, this video series is for you. Let's get into it.
Look for the blood god.
G'day guys, welcome to this final video in my recap series for the WTC event of 2024. So far in this series, we've covered a whole bunch of stuff. We've covered team events and the format, we've covered Team Australia and the lineup, we've covered the War Masters, we've covered the pod phase, we've covered the Swiss phase, and we've covered the finals. So there's tons of information. Make sure you go back and check it all out because there will be some stuff that I'm going to talk about here that I'm not going to cover again, but I will be referencing those previous videos. So if you haven't seen those, check them out. In today's video, what we're going to be talking about is some conclusions. So we're going to talk about Australia's results overall and our placings and how we as a team feel about that. We're going to talk about my personal results and how I feel about those. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about our plans for 2025. So if those sorts of things interest you, then check out this video. I hope you enjoy it. And with that being said, let's get stuck into it. I think the best place to start will be to talk about Team Australia's results this year. So we went in with pretty high ambitions and a very strong team. And let's talk about the reflection of that in the placings for the event. All right, so I've got the placings in front of me here. So this is WTC 2024. We've got France in first place. That's a team that we lost into. We've got Spain in second place, who we technically beat, but it went through as a draw. You can check out the video on Spain to understand what happened there. Then we've got Poland in third place. So they're a team that we lost to as well. So as you can see, Team Australia played against all three members of the podium this year. So that just goes to show that we were performing at a caliber where we were paired into those top teams. Then we've got Sweden came fourth, USA fifth, Germany sixth, England seventh, Austria, who is another team that we played into and beat, they came eighth, New Zealand in ninth, Italy, which is a team that we played into and beat, they came 10th, and then Australia sitting just outside of the top 10 in 11th place here. So that's our results there. And as you can see, Australia, we got 131, 115, an 86, an 85, a 92, and then a 54 and a 59. Now, there's a few things that I want to talk about here in terms of the way that the placings are done for these events. Now, there's pros and cons to every different placings metric, and by no means am I criticizing or suggesting a change or anything like that. I just want to talk about them because I feel like 11th place is not reflective of the performance that our team put in, and I want to explain why. And I want to explain why I'm immensely proud of our results, even though we didn't break into the top 10, and why I'm so proud of what the team was able to achieve regardless of that placings. So it's not a criticism and it's not a sook. I'm just basically want to explain why we're so proud of what we did, even though the numbers would lead you to believe a different story. And basically what happened here is we performed so well during the pod phase and in the rounds after that, getting big wins to the point where going into the final day, we were in a position where we were second place and we could have won the event, right? And as a result, we got paired into the hardest of the hard other teams who got really big wins out of us. They destroyed us, and that just sent us flying down the list, right? Whereas if you look at the 2023 results for Team Australia, you'll see the opposite story is true. We didn't perform as well as you'd hope in the pod phase and in the Swiss phase, and as a result, our final day was much easier than it otherwise could have been. And what that meant is that in 2023, we didn't verse anybody off the podium. We didn't verse any of the top teams, and therefore we got a lot of middle-sized wins, big wins, And that meant that our overall win-loss ratio and our overall score was greater in 2023 than it was this year. And it was so great that it actually propelled us onto the podium ourselves, and we got third place last year. Whereas this year, we had a worse win-loss ratio because we performed so well early that we got paired into really hard teams, and then because of that, we lost so many battle points that we just fell off the list, right? So that's why last year we got a third place that, in my opinion, we probably didn't realistically deserve because we didn't have to verse any of the top teams. And then this year we got an 11th place that we probably didn't deserve. We probably deserved something higher because we had to verse so many top teams. So in my opinion, both years Australia probably deserved something like 5th or 6th based on the performance. You know, last year we had a much easier run, but we capitalized on it, right? So we probably deserve not 3rd, but maybe 5th. And then this year, we've had a much, much harder run, and we pushed into it hard and did our best. And as a result, I think we're probably worthy of something more in the range of 5th. So I think the both systems have drawbacks, you know, and Team Australia is in a unique position where we've experienced both the advantages in 2023 and the disadvantages in 2024. But what I keep telling people, and what I strongly believe, and I say this to all the team, is that all that matters is how we feel about it. And we feel that we were able to go really hard into a lot of teams, top teams, and win. And the only teams that were able to actually beat us were the champions of this year and the champions of last year. So when the only people that can beat you are true champions of the game, that just goes to show where we were as a team. And it's also worth noting that this year, of the 12 people that traveled, only 2 of them have played at WTC before. We were a very new team. There was a lot of new people that have never traveled. We had people that had never left Australia before, never been to Europe, never been overseas at all. So we were a very green team, very new team. And the fact that that new team was able to go in and perform at that level just shows the depth of skill and talent in Australia. And I'm immensely proud that I was able to put together a squad of all these people, bring out the best in them, and go over there. There was no sportsmanship. We came second overall in sportsmanship votes, so we were very well received, very appreciated, and we had a ton of really fun and exciting games. So in terms of Team Australia's performance, I'm immensely proud, and I'm looking forward to doing that again in 2025. Potentially with a little bit more experience under the belt of the players that we took this year, we're going to do even better in subsequent years. And we've also got some of the players that were taking a break. Maybe they'll come back into the fold, which would be really exciting to see as well. All right, now let's talk about my individual results. As you can see here, in the teams event, I came 182nd, which is not particularly great. I got 16, a 20, a 12, a 0, a 5, a 0, and a 10. So overall, a neutral win rate. So we got 3 wins, 3 losses, and a draw. So battle points, you know, if you were tracking it that way, relatively neutral. I got a 20, which was a big win, but I got a 0, which is a big loss, so they cancel each other out. Then we got a 12 and a 16 into a 5 and a 0. So overall, that's a negative score. So I didn't contribute to the team as much as I potentially could have and should have, which was slightly disappointing results for myself personally. But yeah, that's my final placings and my results. Overall, though, I'm immensely proud of what I was able to do. Traveling to the WTC is a arduous task, and you're versing some truly phenomenal players. So the fact that I was able to get 3 wins and a draw into the Polish team is something I'm immensely proud of. On a personal growth level, you know, like being able to participate in the WTC is something that I never thought I'd be able to do. I never thought I was going to ever make it to that level. But now going in as captain and being able to do that was something that I'm really proud of. And the fact that I wasn't just completely manhandled the entire event, I was able to hold my own against some of these teams is something I'm really, really proud of. And also, like, if you look back through my performance at some of the recent like local stuff, like the Australian Team Championships, my performance wasn't particularly great there. So being able to go, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm going to put all that behind me and I'm going to go to the WTC and perform pretty well is something that I'm really proud of, especially whilst simultaneously juggling all the captain's duties, which can take a toll. Um, is something that I'm really happy with, and on a personal level, the things that I was able to help the team achieve is what I'm most proud of. My individual results don't matter to me. They matter to me in the way that they contribute to the team, but realistically, I wasn't going over there to make a name for myself as a strong player. I was going over there to represent Australia and make sure that Australia performs at the highest level that it can. And I was able to do that, and that's something that I will forever be proud of, and I'll be forever thankful for the WTC to putting on the event, and my team for backing me, and all of our opponents for giving us absolutely fantastic and wonderful rounds. The 30nator list, the Terminator list, I think is fantastic. I think the fact that I got these 3 losses isn't a reflection of the list, it's a reflection of me missing opportunities as a player, and the opponents being absolutely fantastic, high quality players. I think you take this list to, your regular event with your opponents, as long as you're a competent player, this list is going to do fantastic work for you. So the 30nators, the World Eaters, Terminators, fantastic list. There's some tweaks to be made. There's some challenges. So if you check out the list review video, I talk about some of the things that I might change going forward with the list. But overall, the list did wonderful work. I'm really happy with my own personal results, and I'm extremely happy and extremely proud of what my team was able to achieve. So WTC is forever in my heart now. I don't think I'll ever not go, even if it's just going on a coaching capacity in the future or whatever. Who knows what the future holds? The WTC is something that I look forward to every year. I've literally had to sit down with my wife and revisit the budget so that I can afford it every year. And I've also had to talk to my employer and basically say, look, August, I don't exist. I'll be in Europe having fun. Like, deal with it. Like, it's amazing the way that something that you didn't know about 5 years ago can become such an important thing to you, and your professional development as a 40k player. It's really fascinating, and it's something that I plan to attend every year, and I look forward to working with Team Australia ongoing to develop new talent, new skills. Next year we've got a few balls up in the air. I don't want to announce anything too early because there's obviously still 12 months more or less between now and the next WTC, but we're looking at organising for an Australian streaming service to come over. So we'll have streaming set up in every round that Australia's playing. You'll be able to watch Australians play because we're going to have our own team on site streaming. We've got a few other really exciting things like that in development, just so that not only do we get to enjoy this experience, but we get to share it with you. That's something that's really important to me as well. It's a very exclusive thing. We can't have everybody in Australia travel to the WTC. It's very expensive. It's very, elite and very highly competitive. So it's not something for everyone, but I want everybody to be able to enjoy it. So bringing that into the streaming side of things and in the more content creation side of things, as well as making sure that we're bringing in new players and fostering that talent for the future years, is something that I'm amazingly proud that I've been able to set up so far, and I'm looking to expand on that going forward. So let's just go ahead and say keep your eyes peeled on the teamoz40k.com website. We're going to have a lot of really cool updates on there. On the Facebook page, there's going to be some really exciting updates on there as well. And 2025 is going to be the biggest and the best year so far. Australia's got some really, really fantastic historical results with gold medals, bronze medals, and multiple top 5 finishes. Some really, really strong results backing us. And I think with the right push and with the right people, we can sort of build an even stronger team with even stronger supporting elements, get those results whilst sharing the experience with as many people as possible. And that's what we're all about. There's a number of top players in Australia took a year off. Hopefully they're feeling refreshed and ready to come back. So we're going to be talking, building a new team going forward. And also a lot of the players this year, their first WTC, and they performed exceptionally well. With another year of practice and preparation, we see what they can do in future years as well. I'm really excited. I think Australia's got some really, really good momentum built behind it, and I'm looking to continue that going forward. So I hope you guys show me your support, and if you want to like, subscribe, comment, and I'll keep you guys up to date with changes here on the YouTube channel as well. And I look forward to sort of getting stuck into 2025 WTC representing Team Australia and going on to greater, larger, and better things. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
One for the Blood God.